Hey yo, what's going on everybody? My name is Tylarious, aka Ty Killington. Yeah, man. Alright. Listen, this video we're talking about my final thoughts on the Money Fronts DLC. Now that we have 95% of the DLC released, it's been out for a while. We've had some time to play the actual missions. I wanted to kind of revisit a few things that I talked about in my first impressions video and just give you an idea of where I'm at now with the DLC, any kind of updates, and also revisit my rating on the DLC. I initially scored the Money Fronts DLC on my first impressions video with a 5.9, which that may sound low, but if you understand my rating scale, it's a very tough rating scale, and 5.9 is good. Anything that's 5 or above is, either neutral or adding something to the game. So while a 5.9 isn't great, it's not where we want to see the DLCs. We would like to see them in a 7 to 8, point range. It's still, in my opinion, at my first initial thoughts, I felt like it still added more to the game than it took away, right? So we're gonna revisit that, and I'll let you know the actual rating has changed, and we'll talk about why, if it has, and just a few other things as well. All right, now before we go any further, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel with notifications turned on so you guys don't miss out on any future content just like this, okay? All right, first let's revisit my pros and cons of the DLC. Just kind of give you guys a little bit of a synopsis and a refresher. For the pros, of course, the removal of the post-op van for the MC business sales, that is huge. That right there is worth a 5.0 rating right off the top. I mean, seriously. Next, we have the payout increase for the hangar business, the cash and the ganja as well. But you have to own, of course, Higgins, the car wash, and the smoke on the water for those to apply. So keep that in mind, but that's still good that you get a buff with that, with the purchase of those businesses with this DLC. And don't forget, you get 2 crates now when you pay for Rooster to go pick up your hanger crates, even though you still can't pick them. So you don't know if it's the random grab. That's still good, I guess. It kind of helps out a little bit with the pay of that. The vehicles, the police bike, the Tampa GT, the Rapid GTX, the Sentinel GTS, the Everon. There's some really cool cars that they got added in. But one of the cons, which we'll get there in a minute, the pricing on these cars is outrageous. And like I was saying, several of the vehicles are a lot of fun to drive around in the game, and they're good additions to add to your collection. And then last but not least, the missions were okay. They weren't bad, and we'll elaborate on that in just a moment. Let's go ahead and cover the cons real fast though. Past career progress, I felt like the playability or replayability wouldn't be very good. I think that holds true for the favor missions. I think that the money laundering missions, especially when they go double cash money, those are much more replayable because they do offer a decent payout. You just got to be disciplined enough to stick with it. So good and bad, I guess. The bugs with this DLC, really, I feel like they just threw the DLC out and no one even like quality tested this. A lot of bugs that we're still dealing with today. So the heat bar started out, weapon wheel stuff. I mean, this random thing showing up on the screen. This weird, vehicles not showing it. Just weird bugs in general. Another major con and a big letdown for me with the Money Fronts DLC is Rockstar didn't add any garage space with this DLC. We got what, like 13 new vehicles and no added garage space, and that has been a reoccurring trend in the past couple of years. We have gotten some, garage space, but not a lot, and that's the issue. That really does bug me. And that's just because Rockstar is pushing, GTA Plus, so you get that stupid Vinewood garage. I mean, come on, I'm not paying $8 a month for a garage space in a video game where it's, Grand Theft Auto, we're stealing cars, we need garage space to store. It's our collection. We're building up our business empire, and there's a lot of vehicle collectors out here. We want to be able to, spend our money and store some vehicles that we drive every now and again and have fun with. I mean, come on, is that too much to ask? And they released, 13 vehicles this DLC, and I think every DLC should have at least a 10-car garage space added to it. I mean, something. That's ridiculous, but, whatever. That's just me, I guess. Now, let's fast forward to today, right? And let's just kind of talk about where we're at with this DLC. After playing for a while, I still stand firm with what I was saying previously. There's a lot of Red Rover style missions. You're just kind of like a Uber driver delivering, with Quickie Farm and the Bobcat security stuff. You're just kind of going point A, point B, back and forth, and it's very linear. The favorite missions need to be added to the mission list in the game, so we don't have to replay all the previous missions to go back to another one, right? So you have to kind of like replay them in order. So if you mess up on one, you have to go all the way back around, play all of them, and then get back to that same mission. That's dumb. They just need to add it to the mission list so you can just play whichever one that you want to. Now, the money laundering missions, they can pay well. Double cash payouts are really, going to be that sweet spot. But you got to be disciplined. You got to stick with it, like I was saying before. The wall safe fills up pretty quick, but it's not a true passive wall safe, so that's kind of a bummer. The future content should be good. The Heyooo zombies, the mansions. Now, that's technically not part of this DLC, or kind of. It'll be with the events coming into the game soon. Halloween. And then of course the December DLC with the mansion. So they were brought into the game with this DLC, but it's not really part of this DLC, if that makes any kind of sense, right? And then again, the vehicles are fun. Like I was saying before, I did enjoy the vehicles. That stands true. Just a few things though. Again, wildly overpriced. The Los Santos car meet Cheetah. What they're doing with that, and the Jester RS, I just don't understand why they do things like I do understand why. They're kind of conditioning for to sell like vehicle kits in the future, like you would buy skins for your character. It's kind of that's what I predict, that's what I think they're trying to do. It just makes sense that would be the case. Why would they just release vehicles that are millions of dollars you can't do anything to? It's just weird. It's a weird tactic to use. I don't like that. So I very much rather just be able to customize the vehicle myself with a lot of really cool customizable options if I'm dropping, $2 and $3 million on some of these vehicles, right? So pretty much everything that I was talking about with my first impressions video holds true to this day. After running some numbers with the money laundering missions, especially if you use the car wash missions, if they're on double cash money, you can make a tremendous amount of cash. You just got to, again, stay disciplined with that. That's good. And then just a renewed appreciation for not having to worry about post-op trucks. That really does help out with this DLC. So to revisit my rating for this DLC, I am going to update it. My initial rating for the Money Fronts DLC was a 5.9. I'm going to go ahead and actually go to a 6.2 for this DLC. So I think so far with what we've got, the Money Fronts DLC, I'm going to bump it up a few points. We're going to go to a 6.2 on this. So again, that's a decent score. It's not great. It's not, even to the good, right? But it's decent. It adds more to the game than not. I really do think, again, some of those quality of life improvements really carried it. But in terms of all the DLCs that, GTA has released, it's only memorable in terms of those particular quality of life upgrades. For example, removing post-ops and then some of the payout buffs. So yeah, again, it would have been a great DLC if it was released maybe like a year after the MC businesses were released, right? So the removal of the post-ops would have played in well to that. The payout buffs to some of the businesses, that all would have really been perfect timing. It would have been the right place in terms of the all the DLCs that have dropped. It would have fit in nicely in that particular era, and I think that's where it should have been. But again, new content and some decent fun with the Money Fronts DLC. So there you guys have it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Did you change your rating at all? And if so, from what to what? Where'd you go? Did you go up or down? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think of the Money Fronts DLC as a whole after it's been out for some time now for you to be able to enjoy it and play the missions and kind of get a feel for it? Let me know what you guys think, all right? Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel for the illest reels content in the game. Smash that like button. And we'll see you guys in the next video, all right? Peace out. Yeah.